Hello friends. So today I'm going to tell you how can you achieve permanent residency in beautiful province of Quebec. You can see in my background it's a province of Quebec. We are right now in Hawkesbury, Ontario, and from there I will be explaining how you can get Quebec permanent residency. There are lots of steps involved, especially this video is for international students who are facing challenges while they are studying in Quebec, and they have lots of questions like, how will I become permanent resident? Is it only way that I have to learn French and I can become permanent resident, or is there any other way? So I'll be answering all your questions in this video. Stay tuned. Thank you. Hello friends. So for Quebec skilled worker program, we will first of all see what's the eligibility criteria, and then I will show you how you can apply and complete process to get your CSQ. So are you eligible? First thing for Quebec skilled worker program is education. So for primary applicant, these are the different points depending on your level of education the immigration department will give you. So I have seen majority of international students who come to study in Quebec, especially sometimes they do master's degree, so they get 12 points. 70% of them come for the diploma program. So depends on how your diploma is, in which training area, you will get 10 points for it. But this education is not only limited to Quebec, but this also counts your education in foreign country also. So if you have studied in India, Pakistan, anywhere else, the valid degree, which is like whose WS can be obtained, right? So that is counted. So that's how you do your education points. Then those who are applying with their spouse, they you get points for the spouse education, but they are a little bit less than what you normally get as a primary applicant. So this is the list. I'll be putting this the link of this presentation for your reference. So we won't go into much details of how much points are for what. I will generally cover the majority of audience. Like for example, master's degree, if your spouse has a master's degree, he or she will get 4 points. Similarly, if undergraduate, 3 points. So this is irrespective of country of education. So as long as it's a valid education, it can be certified by World Education Services, that's fine. Okay, so that's the positive side of these points. Next is areas of training. This is sometimes complicated for many aspiring CSQ applicants. So for primary applicant, depending on the section of area of training, you get this point. So you might have questioned that what's the difference between education and areas of training. So education is like just like whatever degree you have, whatever paper you get from college, that's your education degree. Okay, and areas of training is has to do with your profession. Okay, so like if you are, if let's say for example, if you have done instrumentation and control engineering, okay, and your profession can be different. So in when you apply for ARIMA, they will ask you, are you a designer, like instrumentation designer, plant engineer, are you SCADA developer, PLC developer. Same goes with computers engineering. Like someone would have done bachelor's in computer engineering, but their practices are different. Someone is a web developer, someone is a data scientist, someone is a data engineer, someone is in artificial intelligence, someone is in blockchain. So it keeps on changing, right? So depending on what's the job market, depending on the requirements, these areas of training gives you different points. I will show you the link here. So let me go to this link that's called immigration Quebec and list training. So we'll just this is open right now. So here you can see that you see like part 1, part 2. So this depends on the foreign degree. So if you have got foreign degree in so and so field, then you get this much point, how much spouse point you gets. So everything is written in this. So let's say majority of you are engineering and done bachelor's, right? So if you do in Quebec, then you get 12 points. Okay. Other than that, you will get, like, depends where is engineering there. So if you go down, you will see it. So this is really a nice PDF, and this is the most latest which we have from immigration department. So you can consider, like, if you're planning to come to Quebec, if you have to study further, so you can decide your education based on this degree, like of course based on interest, but you can align your interest with the points and all. So it's not good to do something which has not at all points, because you see, like, section E, F, G gives you 0 point. So like this is 0 point. Okay, so if you do this type of courses here, they don't consider any, they don't give you any points. So make sure that you are aware of this, especially this 0 point is awarded especially to the foreign education. See, I can see here. So based on my analysis, so foreign education in these fields, so you need to be careful. Like if you have foreign education in these fields, then go for something which has points when you study in Canada, especially in Quebec. Okay, so same thing goes for spouse area of training, but points are less, as I said. So remember, these are not the bonus points. uh, Even the criteria changes. Like I'll at the end of this eligibility, I will inform you how much is the are the points. So next thing is the work experience. So for work experience, this work experience is irrespective of your country. Okay, and this they count, like which type of work experience is counted. So they count depending, it should be relevant to your areas of training. It's recommended, and these are different points which you get for all your work experience. And they also consider unpaid work experience, provided you prove that experience, that you have got necessary training for that work experience. So this is how they count your work experience points. Next thing is age. So this is pretty clear. And one more important thing is they don't count your spouse work experience. So you won't get any point if your spouse has 10 years of experience or 20 years of experience. Even if they are like uh, working with Microsoft, Google, they won't give you any point. Okay, so that's the case. Age, for age, both the primary applicant and spouse applicant gets point. So this is the point distribution. Now language. So as I said in my introductory part of this video, that is French mandatory to get Quebec CSQ or no? So it's not mandatory, for sure. So many students have asked me that, without French, how you are going to do PR? So especially if you're living in Quebec. So it's not mandatory. It's recommended. Yes, French is a amazing language. Uh, I recommend. Even government has very good programs in which they are giving you scholarships per month, in monthly stipend type of thing, when you are doing full time, even for part time. So you should do French courses. But in case if you missed it, you don't need to worry about it. If you are, if your work permit is expiring, you need to concentrate on something else, which I will tell you in the next slide. But French gives you total maximum 16 points if you are fluent in reading, writing, listening and speaking. And like depending on your level, you can get points. So French is a big topic, like how to get these points. You can give different French tests, or even if you can enroll in government program and they give you their certification is also valid. So Quebec government accepts many forms of proof for your French proficiency. Similarly for English language proficiency, so IELTS is the best way to get your good points. And if you get like, I think you can this all like CLB, you can easily search on internet and compare how much your IELTS reading, writing, listening, speaking was, and get your points, calculate your points. Same thing goes with spouse language, but spouse they don't consider English. Like even if your spouse has 9 bands, 9999 in IELTS, you won't get any points for it. Only French they consider. So maximum you can get, I think, 6 points for it's a reading, writing they don't consider. They could just consider listening and speaking as of now. So as I said, this is just in Quebec skill worker program. This is not a mandatory part. This is just um, to calculate your points. So as I said, we have, I said that this is a eligibility thing, but we can say that eligibility is like scoring points. So we are calculating our points. That's the eligibility. Nothing is mandatory out of this. If you don't have any work experience, oh, but you if you have French, for sure. So the nothing is mandatory. You just need to go through the points. If you meet the points, like 50 points, total 50 points for primary, like single applicant, and 59 points for primary plus spouse applicants. So if you achieve that, you are in their pool for Quebec skill worker program, and then your journey starts. You are just eligible for it when you have these much points. 50 points for a primary applicant and 59 for with spouse. Okay, so one more way how you can get your points is by doing your having your Quebec connection. So if your family is in Quebec, uh, like there are different criterias how, like spouse is in Quebec, there are like how much time duration and all. So you can gain points for this. And similarly, visiting Quebec, like if you have worked in Quebec for at least 3 months, you get 5 points. So especially those who are studying in Quebec, so stayed in Quebec for more than 3 months, you get 2 points. Not for work or school. But if you have studied in Quebec for at least 6 months, of course you will study in Quebec for 6 months. Otherwise, you won't get work permit of 3 years. Okay, so if, it's recommended you study in Quebec for at least 2 years, and you get 3 years of work permit. So you can get maximum 5 points easily. This is easy go for international students. Okay. So easily you can get these points. Now this is the most important part. This was the driving factor why I made this video. Validated job offer. Validated job employment offer in Montreal area gives you 8 points, and validated employment offer outside of Montreal gives you 10 points. This is really amazing, guys. This will change your application completely, and this will definitely get your CSQ if you do this. So this is not a mandatory part. If you have French skills, go. If you have enough points, if you are confident, go with it. But in case if you don't have French skills, as I said, is French required? No, French is not required. But where the job offer is plays a vital role in increasing your points. Okay, so how you can get this validated job offer? So let's go to internet and let's search for validated job offer. Okay, so you will get this first link, second link like validation of permanent employment offer. So they don't have any English version available, so don't think this is not for us. This is for international student, and many like 90% of them are not aware of this. So you will go to French version. If you don't know French, just translate it. Okay, so as an employer you can use it. So your employer can use this form, but you can request your employer to fill out this form for you. So this is the form. Okay, either use like Google Translate docs, like I'll show you Google Translate. Okay, and here I in this, like when you go to translate.google.com, there is a way where you can translate your document. So fortunately this is translatable. So let me do it. Let me give you list training. So in case if your employer is having any issues with or you are having issues understanding, so this is completely, so it is you can translate it. So oh sorry, this is the wrong one. Let me do this. Okay, migration Quebec. Okay, so here we go, and we will translate this. So who should fill this form? Yeah, your employer should fill this form. Okay, and go through this form duly. I'll put the link of this form also in the presentation later on. So uh, when I applied, my employer paid $200. It is mandatory that this should be filled by your employer, and the payment of fees should be by employer. So if you are doing good with your employer, if you are permanent, like permanent full-time working, so request, go to your employer, talk to them that I want to do this. And if you have to select two employment, like if you have two offers, okay, you have to select one. So make sure that they are able to give you this. So this is a simple form they just need to fill. This just proves that okay, you are working in Quebec on a permanent full-time basis, and these are your job roles and responsibilities, which is meeting the Quebec requirements. Okay, now some the most important question which people ask me, like which type of job is considered. So this job or validated job employment offer is for NOC 0, A, B, and C. Even if your job is of NOC C, you can definitely apply for this validated job offer. And this will take about, depends, like 3 to 4 months for them to process. So as soon as you start your, like after you finish your graduation or education in Quebec, you should start this process. This is a very important process you should start if you are working with some employer. If you are working permanent full time, talk with your HR and get this done. Once you get this done, after 2-3 months, this is a sample how you will get a validated job offer from Quebec government. Okay, so I got this when I was working and was doing my file processing. So here you see this number. So this is a number which is a 10-digit number. After C there are 10 digits. So this number is very important when you are doing your ARIMA application. Okay, so and when you enter this number, for sure you get your 10 points or 8 points depending on your location. So feel free to comment on this video or even message me if you have any questions regarding this. Okay, so next is financial self-sufficiency. This is very simple. You just show your funds and you get 1 point for it. And processing fees as of now are, these are the processing fees. Like if you are with spouse, then it's 773 plus 166. If you have 2 children, you add plus 166 plus 166. So these are the processing fees just for CSQ. Okay, to get your certificate of selection for Quebec. Okay, and this is the end of presentation. Now so use this slide, calculate your points, and you can use this slide and to calculate to get your maximum points. In case if this gets outdated, most of the things remain same, some points change or they come with different criterias. It's better to go through the Immigration Quebec website. So you just search Quebec skilled worker program. Okay, and you go to this regular Quebec skilled worker program and you will get Quebec's selection certificate. So this is the link which you should follow. You just search this and you get this. Okay, now the important thing which I discussed already was validated job offer. Now I will show you how you can apply for this. So you just search ARIMA portal. Okay, and then you go here, access ARIMA. In Chrome you can always do this if you don't know French. So once it's your turn, you can log into it. I'll show you how it looks after I apply, because I already applied. Okay, so let's do it. So here we go. Okay, so this is declaration of interest. So I submitted my file on 14th Jan 2019, and like you can submit this file anytime. It's free of charge. This is the first step towards officially starting your immigration process. Okay, so you declare your interest, and then if you don't get the invitation, you just keep on working on improving your point. So depending on the like point metrics, you keep on doing whatever you want to do. French, you do validated job offer. But if you meet certain basic criteria, if you think that you have minimum points 50 or 59, you should definitely do your declaration of interest. Once you do declaration of interest, you can work on your points and do your modifications. So these are the modifications which I did. Okay, so see, I applied 14 Jan 2019. This is my timeline, and then I got it is possible that you do the update, and then I got the invitation to submit an application. So this is the invitation. This is just an invitation. Like in express entry you get ITA, right, invitation to apply. Same thing goes with this. So you get invitation to submit an application. It's like ITA. Okay, and once you apply, so I think it took almost 7 months to get me invitation. And then I just accepted it later on. And then what happens next I will show you in another portal. So, and then this is my folder, like so this is the authentication procedure for once they send you invitation. So I got on 17 July. They send you one another credentials. So let me open these. Don't worry, I have changed the password so you won't be able to go through it. Okay, so let me log out to this. So this portal is just for making, this is a free portal, you can say. You apply here, and once you get invitation to apply, then you stop using this portal. Get your credentials for another part of this portal. Everything is done through Arima, but there are two separate, after invitation and before invitation. There are two tabs. Okay, so you go again for access this. So this is online site to monitor your DSP PRTQ. You always go after you get invited. If you have done everything, you are invited, congratulations, then you go here. So you click on this. So again it will take some time, and then it will enter you in their queue. Okay, so let's wait a little bit. Okay, so here we enter our username and password, and you are authenticated. Okay, let me, okay, so now I am authenticated, and here is when I got my like I submitted my file, right? So you see here I submitted my file here on 23rd in July. Once I got, so you can submit your file using this. This is how you submit your file, and you will see, I'll show you uh, and yeah, one more important thing is you need to they don't accept anything by e-trans, like electronically. You don't need to submit it. Everything goes by uh, address. So you like everything goes by post, mailing address. Okay, and then uh, once you submit it, you will get your CSQ. So the processing time is about, after you submit, it takes like I said, I submitted in July 2019 and I got in May 2015. So I'll show you this. So here, and this is what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you the uh, timeline. So I submitted on 23rd July and I got in May 2020, right? Okay, sorry, by mistake I said 2015, but it's 2020. So it took about 10 months to get this permanent CSQ. And then this is just the first part of your journey, where like this is the just the first part, and then second part is you apply for federal PR application. So Quebec is really nice place to live. The processing time is little bit longer, because when you do your when you get after you get your CSQ, like for Quebec, you deal with two government. First is Quebec government, and then with Canadian government, federal government. Once you get CSQ, you can apply for Canadian permanent residency through Quebec program, which takes about it depends. It depends. Like right now in the COVID situation, it's taking too much time, but before also it was taking too much time. So this is overall idea how you can do your you can get your CSQ using skilled worker program. Thank you. Bye.